Hi beautiful souls, Grada Robertson here, and I am so happy to be back. And after 7 weeks of doing my mini series on how your chakra system affects your money, I am back with a normal topic, like a topic, something that really spoke to me this week when I was working with my clients. I had a client this week who gave me some beautiful feedback. And she said that while she was in a session with me for the first time ever, and she was like in the mid-30s, she felt that she connected to her real self for longer than, say, 1 minute. She was able to drop into herself and really connect with her soul, with her true essence for the first time. And as a result, she's been feeling incredibly peaceful and calm and not triggered ever since. And so I hope that this will truly last for her. And this really triggered something in me that I want to share with you tonight to help you have an experience like that in yourself, that you feel connected to the deepest, most true self part of you, and that you can actually touch base with it tonight so that you also feel calm and peaceful no matter what goes on around you in the world. So sometimes this is how I explain the two different parts of you. Remember, I've showed you before and I want to do it again. So the deepest, most secret part of you, that's the part that's always been there, always will be there, even when you step out of your earth suit. Say the real Grada, you can compare it, that's kind of like this. So it's the silent witness or the observer. And it's just always still. It doesn't matter if there's an earthquake or a tsunami, or if you have cancer, or if you lose a child, all the terrible things that can happen in our lives. Our soul, our true self, isn't really shaken up by that. It just takes it all in its stride. It doesn't really get diminished or damaged or anything. And of course, then is what I call the separate self, the personality or the ego, and it kind of does this all day long, right? You know what I mean. It's like you get up in the morning, you might be feeling happy, the sun is shining, and you look on your phone and maybe there is a yucky email or something, or there is a bill to pay, and you feel your emotional self do a nosedive, and then you go out for a coffee and come back up, and then it's like the emotional roller coaster that's very, very tiring and overwhelming, and it keeps us preoccupied actually with maybe it's a distraction, right? And so if you're not careful, and this goes on day after day, year after year, and suddenly you're another decade round the clock, and without ever touching base with your real self, where you actually really experience freedom from all that, and peacefulness and inner strength. So the trick is that every day you need to be able to connect the two. So the ego self, the separate self, or the personality, the little Grada, the little you, needs to be able to touch base, dip into the pool of infinite energy, the pool of infinite joy and rejuvenation. That's your soul. And I called it like a mini reset. It's like my washing machine. I think sometimes I've told that story before. My washing machine is very annoying. I actually need a new one. So it doesn't matter. Every now and then it goes out of balance for absolutely no reason. So sometimes it's really full and it goes fine, and I only fill it up half and it starts squealing. And it won't stop till I turn it off at the power point. And then I walk away, because I usually leave it for an hour or so. And when I walk away, it's actually still squealing for a minute. I don't know how that's even possible, because the power is off, but it just keeps on beeping. And I often think, well, that's the universe telling me something about me. I have to stop and take a rest. A rest, you can think of, is really a short version of the word reset. So what do you do when the washing machine is squealing? It's saying, stop, I'm out of balance, you know, I can't handle this load. And it starts to squeal, so I turn it off. And it still keeps squealing for a little while, and then somehow it seems to kind of balance itself when the power is off, and then I turn it back on after a while, and it goes again. It finishes the load. So of course it couldn't be more symbolic of our lives, or of my life, I guess, and I'm sure yours as well, because we're all busy. We all lose touch with ourselves. We all have a tendency to take on too much and to say yes and so on. And so tonight I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to give you 4 questions to consider this week and next week, maybe for the rest of your life, 4 really, really important questions that are going to bring you closer, connected to your soul. And then I'll finish with a little practice, or a kind of a meditation that helps you to drop into your own beautiful heart. So of course, most of you know my story, but some of you don't know that in 2006 I got hit by a truck. I was like a pedestrian. The truck came along, drove too close, smashed into my body, and I had a near-death experience on impact. When I was out of my body, I learned a few things. Really interesting. It's like the washing machine. It's like God pulled the plug on me. And so I wasn't in my body. I was floating above my body. It's like I stepped out of my nervous system. For the first time in my life, I had complete absence of fear. And it was the most beautiful experience. Imagine you have no fear in your body right now. Like, imagine you're completely fearless. That means there's no worry, there's no niggling, concern, nothing. And of course, well, not of course, but I've always been a worrywart, because especially since I had babies, and I've got 6 children. So I know that most parents worry about their kids, and there are many other things that we preoccupy ourselves with. So I was above my body, and my lenses changed, like my view of life changed completely, because I received a beautiful reset. Without all that fear, without all the worry, I realized there is nothing about me that needs to change. There's nothing in me that's missing. Everything in the world is going according to a perfect plan. Everything felt incredibly peaceful and calm and perfect order. And it's just hard to describe, but the key message for me was that even at an unconscious physical bodily level, my cells, the cells of my body, understood that message. So they also got to reset the chemistry. And then it wasn't my time to go. So I came back into my body, which was like, I was really, really severely injured, as bad as it can get. And I managed to survive and to recover really, really quickly as well. I believe because I'd experienced a reset, like the plug had been pulled out. I'd left my normal nervous system for however long it wasn't much longer than a few minutes. And that just gave me a chance to fill my cells with that infinite energy that's always available to us, around us and through us in the universe. So that's a long story, but we can actually do all that every day without having to die. That's really the message. With seeking out silence. And so in a minute I will give you a little practice. But first of all, let's see if I can help you by doing some work with the monkey mind, the ego mind, the separate self that tends to break away from our soul purpose. How do you know, by the way, that there is like a disconnect happening between you and your soul purpose? And I'll give you a hint. If your joy is flatlining, so you can ask yourself the question, when was the last time that I felt really, really joyful? what situation gives me a lot of joy, and what kind of situation or state removes my joy or erodes my joy. Because joy is connected to your soul. It's a natural state of your soul, and when you're doing your soul purpose or your soul mission, you will automatically know that, because your joy meter goes up and your resistance to life and to situations and things drops down. And if you have more resistance in your body and more tension and less joy, you know that you're actually moving in the wrong direction. So that's a really good road sign for you to remember. Okay, so maybe you have a pen, but I'll put these questions in the notes as well. So just think about these questions that I have prepared for you. And that get in between you and your soul mission. Because imagine if you get to the end of your life and you actually have never really fully lived your own soul's mission. That would be the biggest tragedy. Okay, so question number 1. What have you taken on that's not really yours to take on? So what have you said yes to that you wished you would say no to? So you can write that question down and start thinking about it. Allow that to percolate in your innermost being. And then question 2. What relationships are you involved in that you wish you weren't involved in? Okay, so this could be as simple as people on the fringe, like your colleagues, neighbors, people on social media. It could be your siblings. It could be, you know, closer to home. Even your bestie. Maybe you're not meant to be together. But your soul will let you know. So what relationships are you involved in that you wish you weren't involved in? And then question number 3 is a really, really good one. What would you be doing if you weren't afraid? What would you be doing now? You know, where would you be? What would you be doing? Would you still be doing the same kind of work? And so on. Would you be living in the house or in the country where you are now? So what would you be doing if you weren't afraid? And then there's there's like an extra question. This is really more to do with identities that we hang on to. And then we think, I am that. Like, I am a teacher. I am a business owner. I am a mother. We say all this kind of stuff. I am a daughter. I am a doctor. You know, I'm an engineer. So, and we get confused actually, because that's not who we really are. Because what we really are is we are something without all that. So remember, we're not our thoughts, we're not our emotions, we are not our job, we're not a mom, we're not a dad. Our true essence is like a timeless being that's just having an experience of all of that, but it's not really who we truly, truly are. That's not where we're going to find our peace, the rest, the reset, the recharge, the vitality, the energy to boost our immune system, the energy to recover from cancer, the energy to follow creative pursuits, the energy to heal from accidents, the energy to make money, the energy to be a genius. That all comes from somewhere else. That's really what I want to point out. So these are all things that burden us. Okay, so who are you without your job or your career? And so these are all kind of really good questions that when you allow them to percolate and you sit with it, it's going to free you up. It's going to like peel off layers and burdens that come between you and your soul, you and your soul purpose. And you literally get to experience a beautiful recharge. Okay, it's like making yourself available to your soul. Your soul is longing to work through you, to express itself through you. And remember, your soul doesn't talk in the language of you should do this or you should do that, or that's not practical, or that's not, you're not allowed to do this, and so on. Because that's not the language of the universe, that's the language of conditioning. And so I was lucky enough to have a near-death experience, to come back and to know the difference between, well, this is just a layer, like a fake layer or an illusion. It's actually a burden. I'm not doing that anymore. Actually, it took me a long time, so it didn't instantly happen for me, because I was in the middle of life. I was 43, nearly 44, with all my children at home. I used to go to church 4 times a week. I used to always want to better myself and used to do lots of research. And for me, it didn't happen instantly. I still had to experience another breakdown. I had to experience a nervous breakdown 2 years after that, before I really started to believe in my own experience with the universe. And so since then, Pete and I, we've really stripped back many of those layers and completely simplified our lives. And I only really say yes now to things that if I'm really meant to say yes from the bottom of my heart, and otherwise I just say no, or I don't get involved. And it's really a beautiful way to live. And if I say yes, I don't do it from a sense of obligation or guilt. I do it because my heart says yes. So that's a different story. Okay, so this is like a really long video. I'm sorry. But I just really wanted to share it with you. And now I want to give you like a little bit of an experience of like turning the PowerPoint off in the brain. Stop that squealing and beeping and the mental activity, and calm those thoughts, calm the feelings. Remember, that's this, and allow that up and down emotional roller coaster to touch base with your soul and to get a beautiful reset and a recharge with infinite energy. So we're just going to do that for a few minutes. So breathe in through your nose and out. Just letting go of all the old tension with the old energy, with the out breath. Breathing in pure innocence, like a little baby. Imagine you're a newborn baby now. Experiencing breath for the first time, like little baby breaths. Soft and innocent. It's like you know nothing. You don't need to know anything. Just let it all go. And just feel how your attention drops into the back of your head, like further back into the neck, and then drop down into the back of your body. Connecting into the back of your being. Maybe feeling tiredness, feeling a sense of heaviness. Maybe your body suddenly feels really, really heavy, and that means that your muscles are letting go. They're just letting go. They're stopping the resistance. They're stopping the squealing. And the adrenaline surge is dropping. And just feel the weight of your body on the chair, how heavy it is. And then feel your feet on the floor. Feel that connection with Mother Earth. Just allow yourself that any energies or stresses, like your earth suit, it's not really you. Imagine you could just take it off and just drop it down and drop it down into the ground, and it sinks into the ground, and Mother Earth is receiving it, and Mother Earth is purifying it and taking out all the stresses and all the layers that are not you, and just cleaning it out. And then she hands it back to you. And it's like being through the washing machine. It's all fresh and clean, and it smells fresh. And you inhale that back into your body. And just feel if you notice you're getting a bit lighter now. More light filled. The cells in your body, the spaces in your body are starting to recognize, oh well, this is not what I need to do. This is not part of my journey. This doesn't belong to me. I'm just letting it go. Any feelings of guilt and obligation and shame and pressure, just let it go. You can just drop it into Mother Earth again. Allow her to restore your innocence. Just allow your earth suit to receive a wash and a cleanse. And a refresh. And then inhale that again. Just feel how beautiful and calm it is. And this is your true nature. It's just very, very simple. It's always there for you. Just waiting for you to dip your toe into it, to step into it, and just feel that beautiful silence. How much silence can give you. Don't need to be busy, you don't need to be doing. It's just being self, being who you are. So I feel really calm and relaxed now. And I even feel reluctant to open my eyes and to go into the room, but I have to do it because I have to finish this session. So I feel my body go into a very, very deep relaxation. And I'm hoping that you are experiencing that same sort of energy shift in your body. So when you relax and become still and calm and there is silence, that's your true self. You're not receiving that from me. That's you giving that to yourself. I'm just showing you the way. So I hope you enjoyed this session and that you are really, really going to allow those questions to sink deep into your consciousness and be honest with yourself. If there's something that you've taken on that's not yours, just let it go. You don't have to dump it straight away, right? It's more like a gentle easing out of conditionings and behaviors that are not really benefiting you in one way or another, okay? And give yourself permission to be available to your soul, so your soul can be free, can be liberated, can rest. And so I hope you enjoy this. And I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you have a really good week. And I look forward to seeing you all again next Thursday at my normal time, hopefully at 8 o'clock. Bye bye everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.